Rata-rata orang Jakarta sepanjang tahun 2017 menghabiskan waktu 90 menit terjebak di kemacetan dan mencari tempat parkir atau setara dengan 22 hari dalam setahun. Bagaimana perusahaan transportasi Uber memanfaatkan hal ini untuk mengembangkan bisnisnya dan bagaimana juga strategi Uber di tengah persaingan ketat dengan perusahaan transportasi orang lainnya di Indonesia. Berikut interview saya dengan General Manager Uber Southeast Asia Chan Park yang sudah direkam sebelumnya. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Park, for joining with CNN Indonesia Business. Uber just launched traffic data in Asia Pacific, and I'm quite surprised with the data because on average, people in Asia Pacific are stuck in gridlock for 52 minutes, and then additional 26 up to 30 minutes for parking spot. How did you get all these data?
So for Jakarta, that number that you're talking about is 68 minutes stuck in traffic every day, which probably isn't surprising to someone who's living in Jakarta or has been to Jakarta. Traffic is a very frustrating thing here in the city. In terms of how we got the data, we surveyed many thousands of people around the region in different cities. Boston Consulting Group partnered with us to do this study, and we really felt that it was important to share information and data, and through data, educate folks and residents of cities about the severity of the problem of traffic. And we want to make sure that Uber stands for reducing congestion and stands for improving this problem that anyone can understand and want to improve. And so we felt it was really important to unlock that data. Through the data is how we're going to educate and unlock the cities.
Okay, is it working well if you compare with the data last year?
Working well meaning?
With the Uber solutions.
Well, we have certainly expanded our services everywhere, and I think that if you look at what the users say, they say that some of them have just stopped driving altogether and stopped bringing out their car. Maybe some of them have sold their cars. But many of them say that they have reduced the number of times that they bring out their car. Right? So they don't give it up altogether right away, but over time, what they realize is not only is it more economical, but it's more convenient to use Uber instead of driving your own car or your own motorbike because you don't have to look for parking. That 22 minutes that you lose.
30 minutes here in Jakarta.
Yeah, and looking for parking is important, right? You can. That's 22 minutes that you could get back to your life every day, and maybe you get to lunch quicker, right? Or you get to dinner quicker. And we just want to give you time back. So I think over time, as more and more people use this service, you start to see more and more people leaving their cars at home. Over time, it's going to be even greater.
Okay. Uber Motor is the most popular Uber's product here in Indonesia. Does this mean that Uber now is more focusing on Uber Motor than the Uber car here in Indonesia?
Our mission is to provide the best value at every pricing point. So Uber Motor is the cheapest product that we have. And I think the reason why Uber Motor is the most widely used is because not just the price, but also because of traffic. Sometimes you just can't afford to sit in a car for 45 minutes when the motorbike can get you there in 15. And so I think that's the reason why you're seeing this product really take off. But that doesn't mean that that's the only product that we care about. As I said, the focus is at every pricing point. And so we have people who just focus on the Uber Black product, for example. We have people who are just focused on Uber X and Uber XL. And over time, you're going to see us expand into even more options. And in fact, Uber XL is just a product that we launched this year. And in 2018, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to launch more and more options because we believe that to be a one-stop shop for all transport and mobility needs, you have to offer multiple different things.
What kind of options in 2018?
Well, so let me give you an example. We did this partnership with Rail Link in Medan,
Okay.
where you connect your rail kind of public transit experience with Uber. And I think that's predominantly an educational partnership where we want to start driving this behavior of people complementing their public transit experience with Uber. But over time, I think you're going to see us innovate in this space. I think it's really interesting to dream of a world where you get all of your mobility needs through just one app.
Okay, do you have maybe plan to work together with other companies here in Indonesia besides Railing or Express?
Well, we want to work with not just other companies from a kind of collaboration and marketing perspective, but we also want to work with governments.
Okay.
Because we think that going back to this unlocking cities mission of reducing congestion, governments care more than anyone about reducing traffic and congestion in their cities. And so governments that we want to partner with, different partners, different marketing partners, and different kind of companies here in Indonesia, absolutely. We just recently announced a partnership with Tokopedia, for example, and we have people who are constantly looking for synergies with other companies.
Okay, how about Uber Eats? Do you have plan to launch Uber Eats in Indonesia here? Because, you know, Gojek has GoFood and it's a huge business here. And do you have plan to, you know, compete with that?
We are always looking for different opportunities to bring value to our consumers and our users. I think food is one of many different kind of opportunities that have presented themselves. We're constantly evaluating and actively evaluating what we can do to bring that value to consumers. Nothing to announce today, but we're constantly evaluating.
Not next year? Okay. So what is Uber's business plan in 2018?
Yeah. One of the biggest differentiators, and I think probably the most important thing in providing a mobility option and a service is safety, that you stand for safety. You know, the act of going from point A to point B, will it be 100% incident-free always? No, I think that's unrealistic. But what we can do as a company and as a brand and as a group of people who are trying to solve mobility issues is make sure that Uber is the safest transport option that there is. And so much so that our CEO, our new CEO, Dara, has come on board and has immediately made standing for safety as our #1 priority.
So do you have new technologies for that?
So as an example, we have real-time ID, meaning that a driver registers with us, and we need to make sure that that driver who registers with us is the driver who gets on the platform.
Okay.
So
how do you know
for example, I don't want to sign up as we don't want you to sign up as a driver and then have my friend drive for me or something like that. So we make sure that drivers have to take a selfie to identify themselves, and we do facial recognition to make sure that the driver is the right driver, because you can do all the screening you want, but if at the end of the day some other driver uses your profile, that's dangerous. And so that's just one of many examples of something that we're rolling out, or we've rolled out recently. But we have a whole engineering team that's dedicated to safety. We have operational people who are dedicated to safety, and we're all kind of coming together to make sure that as a company, not just in Indonesia, but across the world, safety and standing for safety is the really important part, is our #1 kind of priority and the most important part of our strategy.
Okay, so generally speaking, how important is Indonesia to Uber's Asia Pacific strategy?
Very important. We're in more cities in Indonesia than any other country in the region. We have essentially doubled, close to tripled our city count over the last several months. Now we're in 34 cities, Padang being our last launch in Indonesia, and you're going to see us be even more. 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 You're going how shall I say it, expedited in our mission to reach as many corners of Indonesia as possible. It is a big investment market for us. This region is a big investment region, but Indonesia has to be a big part of it. And the amount of time.
Can you say number about the investment, compared to any other Asia Pacific countries?
We don't release those, unlike some other companies. But rest assured, this is a big investment market for us, and we want to continue to lean into this market.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
For your time. Thank you.